Gareth Reynolds, welcome.
Hi, Susie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm so stoked that you're back in my life.
I was just saying that to someone the other day that it was like that was the first improv show that I'd done in so long. And when I saw you, I was like, oh, wow, it was so nice to see you and great to perform with you because I always was like, she is so much better at this. So you're one of those people that when you go out, I'm like, nah, go out there. She'll make this easy.
All right, I'll ride that.
Hey, hello. Yeah. Who am I? Tell me everything. I'll do an accent. Yeah.
You most of your scene initiations are that.
Yes.
Who am I? I'll do everything.
Yes.
I'll do an accent. Who am I? Tell me everything. I'll do an accent.
Yeah. It's tough for the audience, but I get it.
Yeah. Well, and it's nice for us to be able to get all that groundwork done at the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be like, you're a postal worker who's estranged from his wife and wants to befriend me. And
I'll be Scottish. Great.
Whoa.
Golly, I'll tell you, I can find every address but where Sheila lives. Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm just crying.
No, not a lot of improvisers have riders when they take a step out.
Right.
I do.
You do.
But no, it really was. I was very happy to be texting and chatting.
Yeah, we have history.
Yeah.
That's not an underlined. There's nothing.
Or is there?
Patreon. We'll start a Patreon.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we have subscriber content on
good.
Supercast. YesAlso.supercast.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. We played at I.O. together for years.
Yes.
And thank you for being like a fawning guest, but you were always way better at improv than me. And always the funniest one in the shows. Always.
No.
We had a double block.
This is wrong, but I love it, but keep lying.
Keep lying. Here's what it is. Your improv is always you. There's like a mirth behind every character you play so that even if you're, obviously you can play committed characters and play emotional swings and stuff, but behind it all, there's like a Gareth Reynolds twinkle and some little like mirthful, impish, playful reactor inside of you where we see the character reacting, but we also see you reacting, like just a tilt of the head, like, what?
It's so funny that you say that because that is, and I'm not even just trying to like volley it back, but that is, I always truly felt that to some extent what you're saying is true that I, would make like a character, but I felt like you could build the harder part of an improv scene is to make it interesting for 3 minutes. I feel like I could get a good 30 seconds up top. And then people would be like, so this guy's just like making lasagna, But you were always able to find the next gear.
I could do the boring parts.
The important part. But no, I always thought that about you. I always thought, when we would do shows, you oftentimes would be looking at some of the, best improvisers around. And I always thought you were so, even the other night when we did that show, like there is this innate ability you have to make it interesting, which is maybe opposite sides of the coin, like in that way. But that to me is the more impressive part.
Interesting is an interesting word.
Interesting.
Curious. Very fascinating. What are you talking about?
I think too, you really are the balance of having a relationship and a history with someone in whatever you're doing. The reality of it, painting it and making it feel like there's something going on. And what is the next interesting? I remember, taking classes. That's what they would always say. What's the first interesting thing? Mm-hmm. So you get through that. Well, what's the next thing? It's kind of like rock climbing where's the next foothold? Where's the next thing? And that to me was always the harder part. And sometimes if you do a scene and you do, like if I do a scene with another me who's, someone who's going for a big character or a laugh, those are kind of energies that might not give you 2 minutes to do something. Whereas I feel like those, the joy of it is when you go, I can't edit this scene. I don't want to edit this scene right now because this is so good. Those were the ones where Suzi Barrett was doing it, or, a few other people that.
Just a few.
Yeah.
Basically.
One.
Yeah. One. Sharna.
Thank you. The best.
When Sharna would just randomly walk on. No.
Well, Sharna would come into the IO and just edit the IO. Yeah,
she would sweep edit her own business.
I thought it was going okay.
Oh, like throwing matches at everyone. Yeah. It hasn't burned yet.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
I love that she's a Simpsons character all of a sudden.
I have met her like 2 times, and I was always like, this is a weird starstruck thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because you hear all of,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you suddenly, there's that mythical creature.
Yes.
To clarify, when I was asking about the interesting portion, I wasn't just trying to like fish for compliments, but what it seems like you're landing on there is like the exploring of the world between characters, and the like, that it's not just the funny thing, it's also the base reality. It's also like, okay, well, what are the other details of this scene or whatever? But you have the funny button on lock. And you are so good at playing a pattern in a scene. Like hitting a funny thing and not being afraid, however simple or small that thing is, not being afraid to just keep doing it.
Oh, well, that to me is easy.
Yeah.
In the sense that, that's like sketch to me. My brain, that's like a writer's sketchy brain, where that is the game of it. You're right.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is to be the person that people are tagging out another person, and they're like, we're taking this weird guy on a ride.
Yes.
That to me is my favorite thing, because I'm like, my brain will process that fairly well. It's the play that is harder for me, the 2-3 minutes. But you getting a laugh out of a detail between 2 people that feels real to the audience, where they recognize that as the right choice. That's the one that always eluded me, and the one that I would always be like, God damn. That always made me jealous. Like Tallman would always do that.
Yeah.
I remember I did a scene with Chris Tallman once, and he walked out and he just goes, Benjamin Franklin, walk me through your childhood home. And I went, oh my fucking God. This is so, and I was so thrown, but he just kept making it so interesting throughout. And I was always like, I always felt in the passenger seat of those and a step behind.
In a way, though, that's such a Gareth Reynolds softball. I'm putting it through your filter. I can do the play at home game. Like, well, here's where I keep all my kites. There's a bunch of kites over there.
Don't go down there. Yeah. But that if you're with someone who's very good at building it, you feel a little more in the passenger seat. And I think I would just go for, truth in comedy was always find the funny between the reality. I was like, nah, and also throw a pun out there. Be funny real quick, which sometimes detrimental to a show.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your origin story. Like, when did you start improvising?
When I was in high school, Comedy Sportz was the only game in Milwaukee as far as comedy.
You grew up in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Are you a Dave Tooney cohort?
I love Dave Tooney.
Same time?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I don't think so.
I may have bullied him. I don't know.
That's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to do that. But Comedy Sportz was it. And I used to go, and Comedy Sportz more like Whose Line Is It Anyway, like short form game stuff, before Whose Line. But, and I would, I'd go there once a year for a friend's birthday party, sort of growing up. And it shows you how exciting Milwaukee was. And, but I was always really, I loved it. I mean, I don't think it necessarily connected in my head that was what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And then, but there was a high school version of it at my school.
So lucky.
Yeah, totally. And as my home life was getting sort of strange,
You were going through a divorce.
I was getting my third divorce, and I lost the yacht. I was 14, and just the yacht was gone. A guy who was a friend of my friend's older brother's friend was like, "Hey, I run this high school comedy sports team. Do you want to join?" This guy named Andy Rostad. And I was like, okay. And I joined it, and I went there for the first Sunday, and it was kind of fratty in the way that they would kind of make fun of how you looked and like that. Like, so it was kind of difficult for a 14-year-old. But after a few weeks, I really
started taking steroid shots
I started taking
and
roids.
really
I got the
improved
yacht. I got a new
look.
yacht. And
spray tan. Nothing to make fun of.
They didn't have caps back then, but I figured out I did have my teeth done, and I right away was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like once you got past the hazing
and the nerves of whatever it was, and I mean a year in, when you know what it's like once you feel like you belong somewhere a little more, and new people come in, and you're not new anymore. Once that was kind of had passed, I just was obsessed. And then I started working at the place. As soon as I got a driver's license, they had ballet parkers, so I would wear a tutu and like direct people to parking spots, and it was like so hacky, but also it was perfect for me. Everyone was looking at me. I loved it.
Yeah. And like to give a class clown like a professional job as a class clown with adults who are now laughing at them. Like your audience isn't just science class anymore. It's like you're getting paid to make grown-ups honk at you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What a dream.
Exactly. It was. 16-year-old me was like, I love what I do. People like, you don't really do anything. I was like, work's crazy, but I love it.
It's so stressful. Why are you smoking?
By the way, I was definitely smoking. I was 100% smoking. But that was really, and being around, people older than me who did this that were now, like nice to me and giving me advice and things. It was really, it really changed everything.
Yeah. Do you feel like it changed your person? Like, did it build your confidence in a way that,
Yeah.
What's the alt path? Do you think you would have been shyer, sadder?
I just don't think I would have maybe been able to piece together how to, like, I don't know if I really thought about leaving Milwaukee necessarily. Even when I was doing comedy sports, I thought there was a path where I could just start, doing that there when I started they had me do some of the shows when I was 17. I would fill in for people at times, and but I would talk to some of the, I remember talking to like a 40-year-old guy there, and he was like, "Do not make this your world." He was like,
"Oh wow,
yeah." He was like, "Try to get out of here," and I really was like, "What? we got a tutu on. I'm smoking. You guys are my friends." And he was like, "Try to go to a bigger city. Try to pursue it in that way." And that was really helpful, obviously. But that, I don't know. I think I would have gotten involved in performing or something, but it really early on made me feel confident and feel I did theater in high school and stuff, but it's different to walk out on stage and try to do comedy off the top,
Yeah, and this is like such a specific wheelhouse for you and has become your life.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's so amazing when someone who's like 14, 15 years old can accidentally hit the bullseye of what will be, I guess it's not accidentally. I was going to say what will be their destiny. The definition of that is it's not accidental, but like, it does. It kind of is. It activates it in a way where, it's like sometimes, this is a bad version, but sometimes drugs activate a mental disease. Yeah.
So there's this dormant thing, and it's like, oh shit, it's the wrong direction. But that for me was, it did. It especially with not doing well in school and kind of everything being, really feeling quite lost, to sort of go, oh shit, there is a thing that I love, that I want to keep doing, that gives me an escape, you know?
It activated the positive mental disease.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, I love that.
Truly.
Yeah. Were you kind of cuspy in terms of like your schoolwork and stuff? Was the other path like, oh, like school isn't for me and I might not graduate? And
I probably would have gotten through it, but it definitely, I had to get my grades in a better place to try to go to college, you know, to try to leave Milwaukee. And it definitely did, it gave me that. It also, I remember, you know, I look back and, I mean, you know how it is. You look back and you just go, who the fuck, what a little weirdo. I was just smoking weed so young, and I was like snorting Ritalin, and I was like testing with drugs and all this so young. And I remember I got the part in Much Ado About Nothing of Dogberry, which is just like one of those perfect, purely comedic relief roles. And I remember leading up to doing the shows that everyone was in a real pick. They were like, oh, he doesn't know his lines, and he's unprepared, and he's underperforming. And then I remember, and I don't even know if it affected me. I don't really know. I must have been kind of numb or something. But then the shows started, and I just fucking started murdering. And everyone was like, where did that come from? You know, and I was kind of like, what is everyone talking about? You know? But I think I must have just been so kind of disinterested and distant from reality that I could feel people's anxiety, but I wasn't really worried about it.
Yeah. Well, and your zone was like, you don't care about all of that. What you care about is the light hits you and you're fucking Dogberry, and you're going to you're going to like probably improvise a couple lines in there, or like wink at the audience, do a little dance, like whatever a high school kid does to make Shakespeare fun and funny for them. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it really did like open my eyes to a different existence.
Yeah. Were you good at it right away?
Improv?
Yeah.
I think in the nice compliment you paid me, in that way, I think I was. And short form, you know, is so much better for that mindset, where it's like quicker laughs, you know, those sort of things. And
the prime directive is be funny. It's be funny right away. And then keep being funny.
No, it is the fast food version of improv. And
I love it.
And I definitely quickly got pretty good at it. Yeah.
A counterpoint. I think because I love short form so much, and I think it is so great. It's just different than long form. What if not to yes or you, but
highly unorthodox on yes also.
Yes, also something else.
Yes, also but.
Yes, also but this, my idea. Is it the fast food of it, or is it like a quick, but like a macaron or something that you like get in one shot that's like very special and
that's very
delicious?
Sweet. I will say that
yes,
maybe,
but no.
Yes, but the reason why I say fast food is because you know what you're going to get. There's kind of we have the value meals. We know the buckets. It's you're not going to a restaurant and going, what is that? You know, I guess I'll try it. You're like, I'll have a 3.
Yeah.
Give me number 3. But I love a macaroon. I think that's very nice. But it just, you have a crutch. I mean, there is a crutch in those sort of things, which is, you know, here's the gimmick.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, I absolutely did. And then when I started to do longer form stuff, that was when my head was swimming.
So walk me there. Did you move from Milwaukee to LA? Did you go to Chicago first?
No, I went to Boston. I went to college at Emerson.
Oh, great.
And so I really started to do like theater very seriously. But honestly, my like third day of college, I went to a little whatever college fair, and a lot of comedy troupes were auditioning, and you know, the people at my dorm were like, oh, you should do this. So I signed up, and then I very quickly, that got me into sketch, and I started writing, and that...
Which Which group were you on? Because this has been talked about on this pod.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This is the hackiest name one, Swollen Monkeys. Swollen Monkey Showcase.
Wow, congratulations. Your parents must be very proud.
They were really very happy with their investment. I think it's called Swomo now, which is also tough. It's just jump ship. But I remember when I was there, they were like, we spell swollen with 2 L's. And
you're like, that's how it's spelled.
Or maybe they 1 L.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. I see, that's the problem. I was raised by English people, so I always go herb or herb. I can never remember that one, and that's the same with swollen. It fucked me up.
Right.
But they were like, it's 1 L. And you were like, whoa.
Holy shit.
Obviously, on me, I was like, that's how it's spelled. They were like, no, it has 2. Idiot.
Since that word is such a like, neither of us can sit here and definitively be like, is it this or that? They should have taken a bigger swing and been like, we spell it with 5 L's.
Or monkeys with two N's. Yeah, 2 Y's.
2 N's.
Yeah, something. But they were like, I was like,
right.
Okay.
It's like basically the ASCAT formula,
yes.
I guess.
Yeah, and nobody's ever heard of ASCAT. So it's like the Swollen Monkeys. But yeah, so that was where I really, got more into that. And then that kind of uncorked writing and more character stuff. And while I was there for theater, I was really more obsessed with doing these sketch shows and stuff.
And then what brought you to LA?
So then I just, similarly, there was a crew. I almost faced the same fate as Milwaukee, where there was this theater called the Improv Asylum in Boston. And they were very close to having me, but they were like, you're in college, and so we want to wait. So I said, okay. So
you were like, have you seen my tutu?
I was like, I do.
Do you need me to snort more Ritalin?
I smoke. I'm really good. The fast food version.
Yeah.
I obviously brought a lot to the table, and they saw that. And by the way, the Ritalin thing was way worse in college. So it
needs to be.
I had a
friend to write.
I had a friend mailing me Ritalin from Milwaukee.
Oh, good Lord.
So he would send it to me and carry. This is what you couldn't get pharmaceuticals as easily. So he would mail me Ritalin, and I would be like a junkie. I'd be like, "Where's that package at?" He'd be like, "It says Tuesday," and I'd be like, "Fucking." Let's go. Then he'd be like, oh, no, it's Thursday. I'd be like, oh, my God.
Down at the front desk of your dorm, like, is there a care package? I'm expecting some cookies.
Pale, skinny. Like, I just love some good. These cookies are great.
Can you close your bathrobe?
Yeah, sorry. There's 2 on. There's a tutu peeking out. And then they essentially were saying, once you graduate, we'll, put you on here full time. And I had a couple friends who were doing the shows. Gall, Ryan Gall was doing shows there.
Were you guys friends like before? No, you met here or there?
I think here.
Isn't that wild that you were ships passing and then ended up being teammates?
Well, he came up to me at I.O. and he was like, hey, I've seen you do like your sketch shows. I'm a fan. I was like, cool, dude. And then, of course, like,
whatever.
Yeah, 3 weeks later, I was like, this man's hilarious. Same thing happened with Brian Gallivan, where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of a big
whatever,
guy.
Homo.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can say it. I can say that.
I actually said it. I don't think I should have.
I can say that you said it.
I don't love that either, to be quite honest with you. But so they basically said, stick around, we'll let you do it. And then when I graduated, I'm like, hey, I graduated. They were like, all right, we'll start you at level 2 classes. And I was like, you just offered me the thing. So then I was like, fuck them. I'm just going to go to LA, which was my plan at some point anyway. So I was valet parking. I didn't have the tutu anymore. It was unfortunate. And I just 6 months made as much money as I could and then just moved to LA.
Wow. Is this where long form started for you?
Yes.
I.O.?
Yes. So my friends and I, who had a sketch group in Boston, we all kind of eventually met up out here. We started doing a sketch group at the Next Stage. Are you familiar? Yeah. The guy gave us a show. He was a lunatic. He at one point, so then Andy Dick came to one of our shows.
Jesus Christ.
In many ways, he is Jesus Christ. Yeah. And Andy Dick came to one of our shows. He loved it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I want to produce you. And we were like, great.
We have to have a meeting in my bathtub.
It honestly was like, at some point, I was like, oh, am I meant to, like, am I the guy who's going to suck a guy's dick for his show? Is that where I'm headed?
Yes, you are. Yes.
No tutu. And And so he got us into IO, like he talked to James Grace, and he got us into IO. And then as soon as we started doing our sketch show there, right away, like we all started taking classes, and that was really when the longer form improv stuff happened.
Do you like long form?
I do. I really do. I mean, I have a lot of anxiety doing it because, to what I was saying to you before, my brain isn't as capable, I think, of, I can get in a good scene, but I don't think I'm as good. I have anxiety over, A, being a good scene partner, and then B, like I did a show the other night, and I was sort of like, did I get out there too much? I always am feeling anxiety over if I'm making faux pas as far as, to people I don't know who I think are phenomenal. Did I do that wrong? Did I have a lot of that,
Worried about doing it right, or worried about the etiquette of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or, when you're a wallflower, when we did that show, like I said, that was the first show I'd done in a while, and I was wallflowering for some of it, and that anxiety there. And then like the last show I did, I was like, should I have not tagged him out? I definitely have a lot of that.
Have you always? Because that's surprising to hear, but it might be a function of just like you've kind of been out of the game for a little while.
I think when we were, when we did our shows together, we did them weekly, and that was a group of whatever, 12 people, 13 people over the years, and I think there you really felt comfortable. I did not have that then.
Okay.
Even if you did fuck up, someone might say you cut it early, or you might think I edited it too late, but it felt very much like a team thing. I think it is getting back into it and not really knowing people. But I definitely would have that if it was outside of my comfort zone. I would definitely always feel like, I hope I didn't, cut it too early, or maybe I should have not tagged, or I went out there and I should have said this, or I would have that.
Shouldn't have sat on that girl's lap and farted really loud.
Yeah. And then when she tried to get up, I shouldn't have been that's a denial.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do, I shouldn't have yelled, you're not allowed to do that at her. And
that's a denial.
Yeah. And when someone edited, I shouldn't have shoved them back and said, no.
Yes, and me,
yes,
bitch.
This is my house.
Shouldn't have sat down, punched the piano player, punched Andrew Melton, and started playing.
Flip this piano, be like, your keyboard sucks. The show's over. Like backstage, like, right, I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that. Was that a faux pas?
That was too much. Yeah, that felt like a denial.
Get your little notebook out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just need to know. So go through these again. Which one was a faux pas?
Okay, so Andrew Mullen has quit, and that I shouldn't have done that. So we got to find a new guy to do that.
Okay, yeah. Make sure the new guy has a piano that I can play with my butt if it comes up.
Maybe we put some weights on it just in case I want to flip it. It's harder. I think that one was on Mullen as far as that goes.
Yeah. His name is Melton.
Melton?
Got it.
That's
Sorry, I've been calling him Mullen for 4 years.
Can we get Andrew Melton since Mullen's gone? Or let's find a Mullen.
Let's find a Mullen.
That's great.
Okay, so that's solved.
That's great.
And also, how much if I want to buy this place?
And do I make an offer? It's going to be a Crackton in 5 years. So how much? Andrew Milton. Good Lord. Melton. Oh, fuck. What an asshole.
And
you're not allowed to do that. That's a denial.
Yeah, you're right.
His name's Mellon.
It's Andrew Mellon.
Boy.
Andrew Cantaloupe.
Did he move to Asia?
He did.
Okay.
I think he's in Japan now. Hong Kong.
That decision ages terribly.
My God.
I gotta call. I'm trying to find him on Facebook.
Yeah.
How do you spell melon?
I see on your Facebook wall at like 3 a.m. You think you're searching for him, but I just see a bunch of versions of his name appear on your wall.
Like old guys with goatees on boats. You're like, I don't think that's the one.
Andrew Melton.
I think I'm direct messaging them, but I'm just posting on walls.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, where in Japan are you? Copied. Japan spelled wrong. Jesus, Gareth.
It's because my family's English.
I accidentally take a picture of me with like Adderall nose.
Right. And it just so happens to be in the shape of a Hitler mustache. Oh, Gareth.
He's got the pink Hitler on again. Hey, Andrew Molson. Do you still live in Japan?
Eha maha. What's shaking?
Sorry about your planner.
ran her.
It accidentally tags Panera. This is embarrassing.
An AI puts a picture of a piranha with some facts. Delete. Man, I could do that bit all day.
Yeah.
What you're speaking about is, I think, is like really something that's happening a lot lately. You're talking about like the difference between being super comfortable and locked in with a group that you've been playing with for a while, Herald team or an indie team or whatever, versus you're thrown in to a mashup team with people you haven't played with a bunch and some people you don't even know, and the difference of like, you know, gas or brakes or like comfort or stiffness.
Yep. Well, I think that, you know, the thing is when we did it at IO, I mean, you know, we all became varying levels of friends, but we always were hanging out after shows.
You can say we were friends. You don't have to couch it with varying levels.
I mean the whole place.
Yeah.
The whole place was sort of like, you know, even I had...
It was a Cheers. It was a version of Cheers, yeah.
But then it was like the group you played with, I mean, were buddies and it was all good. And
Good save.
Yeah, thank God. Shout out to Andrew Milson. But that was really... That made me... I felt no nerves in those situations.
Yeah.
Only the nerves of performing and maybe not doing it properly, but not the nerves of, oh, did I upset this person I think is phenomenal or something like that.
Yeah. What do you think you're good at in a long form sense? Like, because you said you do like it. Mm-hmm. So other than the, you know, we know your wheelhouse is like dropping a funny choice at the top of a scene or being able to play pattern. If you're looking at something that's like a longer piece, a Herald or a montage or whatever, Armando, what's your strength in that setting? What makes you like that?
You know, one of the things I like is if you are watching a scene that needs some juice, being able to step in and maybe bring in something that's happened earlier to juice a later scene.
Bring in a little Dixie cup of juice.
Yeah, bring in easy.
All of your walk-ons are juice related.
That's how it is. Sit on someone and fart. No, I think, you know, it gets so interesting as you get further into a show, trying to think of who comes back, you know, what are the callbacks, those things. I do feel like I'm good with a quick little callback, but I do think also Berg and I always
Steve Berg, not
Berg,
Alex Berg, yeah.
Not Alex Berg, Steve Berg, always still say Keel Lights when someone says something funny. We'll go Keel Lights because Keel used to do the lights at the shows. And
were you in that show where I can't remember if it was when we were still two separate teams or when we had merged into Sweeter House, but there was a show where it was someone new on lights, or like someone was being trained, or someone had been just thrown the light board while someone was like on a smoke break or something, and lights were not being called, and we were in like minute 10 of our third beats. Like we had done every third beat and then every third beat again, like fourth beats, every callback, every character, and then Jim Woods and I started like shooting at the lights.
I don't know.
And then like crossbowing them and nothing was happening. And this was like, I look back now and it's so dumb, like because I had never seen a show where someone had called their own show and gone, that's our show.
Yeah.
It didn't even enter my brain that would be a possibility. We felt so hung out to dry, and it's like, oh my God, we had power. We could have just been like, yay, that's our show.
It also is such a pressure situation for someone who's in a lighting booth.
Yes. And how is
That's crazy.
How is a new like day one intern supposed to know?
Someone who doesn't know you,
right?
You talk about anxiety. I mean, knowing when people would go backstage and be like, "That's too fucking early,"
right?
Jesus Christ, pull the lights already. You know, I mean, just crazy.
They happen to be walking through on their way to the storeroom.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Great job tonight. Thanks, Tony.
Okay,
it's Andrew Milton. Damn it!
God damn it!
But no, that was, I don't know if I remember that specifically, but I do remember always, you know, finding ways to be like, the lights. This guy with his light.
That's what ruined the show.
Or you'd have
Not
to
the
remember
40 minutes of bad.
Yeah, you'd have to go talk to him. You'd have to you'd be in the booth and be like, "You're doing great." So we lights wise. Oh Jesus, leave him alone.
Just if we're to talk about big picture, the direction of our show.
Here's how to find consistency through an art form that's always made up on the spot. Here's what you're going to need. 20-year-old person who's intimidated.
So here's the thing. The 11 of us are really locked in and consistent.
And this role keeps changing, and you're here some nights you're not. So
it must be your fault.
Could you come to rehearsals and do faux lights for us? We do Saturdays at Comedy Sportz.
God, I did a corporate show one time at Boom. I think it was my first away show. So you get on a train, you go to Belgium or whatever, and it was 3 of us and the technician. And normally it's we have our sketches and our short form things, and between each one, we set up lights and whatever, and between each one the lights get pulled and there's a big loud sound cue. We set up in this conference room, and and we're running our sketches out in the hallway, and the technician comes out and he's like, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is the power strip blew and none of the lights work, and you're going to just have to use the room lights, and there's no switch for those. So the lights are going to be on bright the whole time. There's no way for me to call lights. There's not going to be any lights. There's no blackouts. It's bright neon conference room lights, and that's what it's going to be for the 45-minute show. The good news is it's going to be great. I was like, how?
Sorry, did you hear the first part?
So
I thought the good news was going to be nobody was going to be there. God, that sucks.
So we would end our sketches with whatever the outline is, we would hold like this, and then we would just point towards the booth, and he would hit the sound cue, and it would be
still had the cue. That's good.
We would have fucking sandstorm, digga-digga-digga-digga-digga, in a bright conference room.
That is what I really do miss about improv was a group. It's what held me off from stand-up for so long was the loneliness of a bad experience, because that was really all I had to begin with stand-up. And improv, the upside was always the ability to commiserate, find joy through suffering of a bad show or a lowly attended show or any of those things. But those moments like that, you do galvanize, because you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Totally. And I'm not sitting here telling stories about corporates that went great. I don't remember any of them.
Oh, yeah, right. Totally.
It's in that you're making a great point that in that way, improv makes you bulletproof. Even the failures are fun, because you can chat about them in a funny way, or be like, oh God, can you believe that?
Well, it also, it's all made up. So it's when I would tell people that we would rehearse, I guess that would be the wrong term, but you would practice, and people wouldn't understand when you go, well, the notes would be helpful, but also you'd go, but every week it's different. I mean, you experience that even in podcasting. It's how do you can find little themes of correction and things like that, but the whole thing is just, it's hard to give notes on a thing that's made up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the closest analogy is sports. It's you can run drills and fundamentals. You can kind of correct people's passing style and be like, hey, Gareth, when you passed that basketball to the wall, that wasn't helpful.
Right. Yeah, the muscle memory is really what you can work on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was always what was great. And really, sort of to what you're saying, I don't remember specific scenes we did. I just always remember how much fun it was, how free it felt, and how, we all were on the same page. As it just, who gives a shit? Try your best and try to learn, but who gives a shit?
For part 2 of this episode, go to yesalso.supercast.com. If you like this podcast and you want double the content, head over to yesalso.supercast.com and subscribe. You can also help us out for free by subscribing to us on YouTube and talking us up to your improv communities. If you have a question that you'd like us to answer in one of our Q&A episodes, or a topic that you think would make a great bonus episode, put it in a 5-star review. If you're a theater who would like to host us for a live recording and improv show, let us know at yesalsopod@gmail.com. A very special thanks to our producer, Ryan Rosenberg, audio and video editor, Brian Kessler, and Britt Faye, who does our marketing. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week. No, we won't, Susie. That's not how podcasts work. They won't even see us. They will listen to us, so it's actually the opposite of both things you said. Thanks for listening, and you will listen to us next week. Maybe. We don't know.